2018 Renault Kadjar Review. The good points of Renault Kadjar: comfortable seats, cheap to own, well equipped, practical design. The bad points of Renault Kadjar: some scratchy plastics, disappointing manual gear change, looks won't suit all tastes, no high-powered diesel. Strip away the curvaceous bodywork with the Renault Kadjar SUV and what's underneath can be quite similar to the Nissan Qashqai. In fact, it's a product from the Renault-Nissan alliance. This means the best from both firms with regards to chassis design, engine lineup and gearboxes. The styling, technology, interior fixtures and fittings are pure Renault, in most cases, however, which explains why it's wise to look at this car since the Renault Kadjar's bigger brother as opposed to a rebadged Nissan. Naturally, the Qashqai is one kind of its closest rivals. Nevertheless, the crossover sector can be quite competitive, with key rivals arriving the form in the Ford Kuga, Mazda CX-5, Peugeot 3008 and Volkswagen Tiguan. And in truth, we reckon it is a particularly nice SUV to check out. Its curvy design won't suit all tastes, but Renault's design language has translated well to the Kadjar. There are some neat design details that will help to disguise the length of this car. It drives well too, is comfortable, seriously quiet and also practical too. There really isn't much to dislike around the Kadjar. One diesel as well as petrol engines available. You've a range of 3 engines minus 140 horsepower and 160 horsepower 1.3 litres petrols and also a 115 horsepower 1.5 litre blue diesel that come with front-wheel drive plus a 6-speed manual transmission. A dual-clutch automatic variant arrives on the diesel during the future. New Renault Kadjar is on the market. Watch, need something slightly smaller? Try a Renault Kadjar. Pre-summer 2018 facelift cars were provided by 4 engines, 1.2 litres 130 and 1.6 litres 165 petrols in conjunction with 1.5 and 1.6 litre diesels, called DC110 and DC130, respectively. A dual-clutch automatic transmission has also been available on selected models. The more robust diesels also got the choice of a 4-wheel drive system, not offered, that will send capacity to the rear wheels if your fronts start to slip. It did wonders, even so the demand was relatively small. Plenty of normal equipment, especially on dynamic SNAF upwards. You've got to choose 5 trim levels and many optional packs to decipher when deciding which to get. Dynamic SNAF sits inside the middle in the range and is the most beneficial seller, having a huge number of kit for the relatively low shop price. Highlights even at base spec expression plus trim have an electric parking brake, front fog lights, air conditioning, Bluetooth and DAB digital radio. You could get a lot of safety kit too, plus this Renault received a 5-star Euro NCAP rating. We liked the Visio system you have on basically base spec cars, particularly because it'll watch traffic signs and warn you if you stray within the indicated speed limit. It also includes lane departure warning plus an automatic headlight leveling function. 2018 facelift revises engine range and adds Apple CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility. September 2018 saw the Kadjar be given a moderate facelift, including tweaked exterior styling, more ergonomic seats as well as a new touch screen, now appropriate for Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Most notable, however, would be the changes made to the stove of engines. The 1.2 and 1.6 litre petrols have already been replaced by the 1.3 litre for sale in 140 horsepower and 160 horsepower form. Meanwhile, the diesel range continues to be condensed right down to a single 115 horsepower 1.5 litre offering. Why should I obtain a Kadjar? Although based around the popular Qashqai, the Kadjar is definitely an impressive machine, plus models registered before the 1st of February 2018 gain from Renault's 4-year warranty and breakdown cover. It also boasts strong residual values, which implies finance and leasing deals may very well offer stronger value. As a way long since the Renault-only parts remain reliable, the French option appears to be a great proposition. Latest deals from Buick are: Renault Kadjar 1.5 DC 110 bhp, d. £14,750, or £218 every month. Renault Kadjar 1.5 DC Dynamic, £13,708, or £214 a month. See all deals on Renault Kadjar. Representative example: representative APR of 7.9%, borrowing £10,509 over 48 months on HP-type finance. The total amount payable will be £250 per month, which has a total cost of credit of £1,483 along with a total amount payable of £11,992. Dennis Buick Car Limited, 3132 Alfred Place, London, WC1E7DP, GB 09151058, can be a credit broker regulated by FCA, FRN:667368. The verdict. The Renault Kadjar is among many crossovers attempting to lure family buyers. However, it's a tempting proposition on account of good looks, a spacious interior and generous list of ordinary kit. Boosting its appeal further is usually a range of efficient petrol and diesel engines and range of trim levels. Renault Kadjar SUV review. Choice of a single diesel and 2 petrol engines. Emphasis: this is economy, not performance. Larger 160 horsepower 1.3 litres will be the punchiest. There are 4 engine options metering out Renault Kadjar performance with either 6-speed manual or, for that, 130 petrol and DC 110 diesel motors. For the most beneficial acceleration you may also have about the most powerful diesel. There are 3 engine options metering out Renault Kadjar performance between to a 115 horsepower 1.5 litre blue DC diesel to your 160 horsepower 1.3 litres petrol. 4-wheel drive along with an EDC twin-clutch automatic transmission were on selected variants up to summer 2018. 1 DC diesel engine being offered. The Kadjar is provided by 1 diesel engine, a 115 horsepower 1.5 litre blue DC unit producing 260 Nm of torque. It's great for 0 to 62 miles per hour in 11.7 seconds as well as a top speed of 120 miles per hour manual gearbox only for that moment. Renault's dual clutch transmission will be entirely on this variant afterwards. From summer 2018, the 115 horsepower blue DC replaced the existing DC 110 engine which had 260 Nm of torque and was able to 0 to 62 miles per hour in 11.9 seconds. Using a top speed of 113 miles per hour, it was also provided with an EDC automatic transmission. Also discontinued through the summer of 2018 was the DC 130 engine, single 6-litre unit with 130 horsepower and 320 Nm from 1,750 revolutions per minute. Its 0 to 62 miles per hour duration of 9.9 seconds. Or 10.5 seconds in 4-wheel drive form, and top speed of 118 miles per hour looked reasonable in writing, but didn't tell the entire story. It was smooth, punchy and intensely nice to operate a vehicle. Most French diesels are just like this, but due to the refined nature on the rest from the Kadjar, the entire effect is impressive. Single petrol engine obtainable in 140 horsepower and 160 horsepower form. The sole petrol offering inside the Kadjar is really a turbocharged 1.3 litres engine. It's for sale in 2 different outputs -140 horsepower and 160 horsepower, with front-wheel drive and manual transmission only. Opt to the 140 horsepower variant and you'll have 240 Nm of torque to learn with. Beneficial to 0 to 62 miles per hour in 9.4 seconds and also a top speed of 121 miles per hour. If you'll need a little more power, that's 160 160 horsepower model should suffice, even when its 0 to 62 miles per hour is the similar at 9.4 seconds. Torque is 260 Newton meters while top speed is 128 miles per hour. The 1.3-litre engine stated previously replaced the present 1.2-litre units in summer 2018. These were for sale in 130 horsepower and 165 horsepower guises. The former had 205 Newton meters of torque from 2000 revolutions per minute and need to get worked quite hard to get the top from it. This experienced a noticeable influence on fuel economy, in addition to the fact it sounded strained under load. 0 to 62 miles per hour was finished in 10.1 seconds, 10.7 with the EDC automatic, while top speed entered at 119 miles per hour. Meanwhile, the also discontinued 165 version would have been a little perkier, yet only came which has a manual gearbox. Its 0 to 62 miles per hour duration of 9.2 seconds wasn't more speedily than the DC 130 diesel, but it really did go on into a top speed of 127 miles per hour. You could only pair this engine while using manual gearbox, which Renault Kadjar gearbox, EDC auto or 6-speed manual. We've yet to push the facelifted Kadjar, but don't be ready to see any major revisions inside gearbox department. The manual gearbox can be a blot for the landscape of your very good performance from Renault. The gearshift comes with the incredibly long throw. There was some movement from side to side if the car what food was in gear, too. The same goes to the EDC dual clutch gearbox, not currently positioned on new models but due being introduced soon. The lever itself seems like a bit of an afterthought, rendering it unpleasant to utilize. Nonetheless, it's smooth and responsive enough if you appreciate relaxed driving. Demand to grade it by putting your foot down. Also, it can jolt the auto and make it become flustered. Tidy handling and pleasing steering. Optional 4WD on pre-facelift models. Lightness boosts handling and efficiency. Get past the actual fact that this isn't a race car and you'll find some crossover that handles well. It's based within the same underpinnings since the Qashqai, so we can't really fault that. There's an affordable amount of body roll when you're taking a corner prematurely, but driving normally this really is nothing to stress about. We found the steering to get great too. It's heavier on diesel models, which improves communication from the steering wheel. However, in general it's accurate and well judged because of its application. You have selecting a four-wheel drive system around the pre-facelift TC130 engine. It uses leading wheels with the majority from the time, only sending chance to the rears when slip is detected. There are 3 modes just for this: 2WD, 2-wheel drive, auto. The auto decides the way to administer the facility, and lock, which sends exactly 50% of capability to each end with the car approximately 25 miles per hour. While this method works very well indeed, and allows the Kadjar to venture off-road with many success, it's telling that few buyers actually plump because of this when buying an automobile of this type. You'll save fuel and also a lighter car when you leave it off. And the Kadjar's weight is the one other reason this car handles in an accomplished fashion. A low-spec petrol version tips the scales at merely over 1,300 kilograms, which really isn't much since many small hatchbacks weigh much more. Generally top quality materials employed. Digital instrumentation is simple to watch. High-spec models feature fine multimedia system. From behind the wheel of any Kadjar you're presented that has a nicely designed cabin. A few with the plastics surrounding features such as being the sat-nav, air vents and door handles are of lower grade and can scratch easily. Even so, the rest with the materials within the cabin feel refreshingly high quality for just a car with this price. The screen inside instrument binnacle projects be sure you speedo directly in front on the driver, flanked by additional information such as 4-wheel drive operation, where fitted, and trip computer details. You've also got a 7.0-inch touchscreen with the R-Link 2 infotainment system, and this is effective, flicking between menus quickly and taking exactly the lightest of touches to control. Fingerprints within the screen shouldn't be as much of any problem. we found the driving position being excellent. It's high, as you'd expect for just a car in this way, and this means you've got terrific visibility of your respective surroundings. Very comfortable and supportive seats. Larger alloy wheels spoil the ride quality. Quiet interior with little noise being released. In general, Renault Kadjar comfort levels can be extremely high. In fact, a small problem comes with high-spec cars that have 19-inch alloy wheels. The ride then gets a little choppy, vibrating through the auto and becoming just a little irksome after a few years. That's easily fixed though. It's a no-cost solution to switch to 17-inch wheels, and they are generally far better. The ride quality is definitely fantastic once that little issue is addressed, but the top thing regarding the Kadjar in relation to comfort may be the seating. The front seats are merely brilliant, whether covered with leather or fabric, they're corseting and supremely supportive. It's an astonishingly quiet car too, especially with all the excellent diesel engines installed. There isn't much wind or road noise noticeable, and also it's possible to undertake a conversation with passengers at really low volume. You'll come away feeling relaxed after the long drive from the Kadjar. What more could you wish for? A quintet of trim levels are offered. Equipment is generous overall. Wide variety of extra cost options. There are 5 familiar Renault trim levels available about the Kadjar: Expression Plus, Dynamic NAF, Dynamic SNAF, Signature NAF and Signature SNAF. Standard Renault Kadjar SUV equipment. Expression Plus. At the bottom with the range, Expression Plus nets you an affordable amount of kit as standard. The highlights include electric parking brake, DAB digital radio, LED daytime running lights, tinted windows, digital speedo, aircon, Bluetooth connectivity, USB port and 12-volt sockets. Dynamic NAF. Moving nearly dynamic NAF, because the name suggests, gains you Renaults are linked to multimedia system including sat-nav. This works with a 7.0-inch screen within the center console, that includes a really slick operation. We were impressed with the screen's sensitivity along with the refresh rate on the software. Other highlights with this trim include 17-inch alloys, hands-free keycard, Vigio system, lane departure warning, traffic sign recognition and automatic headlight beam adjustment, dual zone climate control, automatic lights and wipers, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility. You get extra chrome detailing, in addition to darker rear windows, are leather-trimmed controls, driver's seat lumbar adjustment, a louder stereo and cornering front fog lights. Dynamic SNAF. Next up is exactly what Renault says will be the most popular specification of Kadjar. This ushers in 19-inch alloy wheels, though 17 inches really are a no-cost option. Front and rear parking sensors. Part leather/part cloth upholstery with height adjustment for that driver's seat. Electrically adjustable heated door mirrors. 3-way adaptable boot floor. Signature NAF. This throws entirely LED headlights together with a panoramic glass sunroof, which we like, and different 19-inch alloys, which we didn't like much for their choppy ride. A high-quality Bose hi-fi system with 8 speakers is included in addition to special cloth and leather upholstery, painted front and back skid plates, an Apple leather steering wheel as well as a high-digitable passenger seat. Signature SNAF. Plump with the flagship Signature SNAF along with the extra niceties will include a reversing camera and blind spot warning system, a black leather interior with heated front seats as well as a self-parking function. Optional Renault Kadjar SUV extras. You've got 7 option packs and also a range of individual options to choose from when specifying your Kadjar. Expression Plus models might be upgraded with either 17-inch alloy wheels or automatic lights and wipers, while dynamic nav buyers can add back and front parking sensors as well as a faux leather and cloth upholstery. Those with dynamic S-nav models can downgrade to 17-inch alloys to get a far better ride, reducing CO2 emissions, while signature nav customers can upgrade to full black leather upholstery. There's an additional wheel conveniently obtainable. However, you can't have this about the top spec car because the subwoofer for your Bose Hi-Fi gets inside way. The Climate Pack for Expression Plus nets you dual zone climate control together with automatic headlights and wipers. There's a parking pack for dynamic nav cars which adds front and back parking sensors and also the electrically adjustable, heated and folding door mirrors. At signature nav you may add the Parking Pack Premium, consisting of the automatic parking system and also a rear view camera. The Safety Pack Premium gets you blind spot warning and automatic emergency braking, even though the Techno Pack Premium includes all with the above options. Other options such as a retractable tow bar and illuminated lower body side moldings. 5-star rating from Euro NCAP. Raft of active safety kit available. Surprising absence of adaptive cruise control. Renault Kadjar safety has become assessed from the experts at Euro NCAP's crash testing facility as being a 5-star car, not surprising given the French marque's record on the past 20 years. At the core on the car you've got a robust, rigid body that doesn't weigh quite a bit. Standard precautionary features include ABS, stability and traction control systems, cruise control, a speed limiter, hill start assist, in order to avoid rolling backwards on hills, 6 airbags as well as a pair of ISOFIX child seat mounting points around the 2 outermost rear seats. There's fashionable tire pressure monitoring system and also a tire inflation kit, should you will get a flat tire. On dynamic nav and above cars, you buy the Visio system, such as lane departure warning, traffic sign recognition and automatic high beam adjustment. The highest trims by automatic park assist, that may guide your vehicle into and beyond parallel, perpendicular or angled parking spaces. The optional Safety Pack Premium could be ordered on Signature and Signature S models, and includes blind spot warning with an autonomous emergency braking mechanism. Notable by its absence is adaptive cruise control, which isn't even a possibility. Spacious passenger compartment. One in the largest boots rolling around in its class. Plenty of storage for bits and bobs. As you'd expect for any car on this size, Renault Kadjar practicality is impressive. There's over ample room for 4 fully grown adults to take a seat in comfort, while 3 younger children inside the back should pose few problems either. You get yourself a pair of cup holders from the front and also the same inner corner, located within a folding armrest relating to the 2 outer seats. There's a full of 30 liters of storage in cubbies dotted across the cabin. Front and rear passengers both make use of a 12-volt socket too. The boot measures 472 liters, extending into a maximum of 1,478 liters when the back seats are folded down flat. Incidentally, according to trim or options you've picked, those seats can fold back with one touch from the lever inside boot. And the luggage space itself is extremely versatile in the event you've gone for the car together with the adaptable boot. This allows 3 configurations because of high and low floor positions, meaning you're capable of secure smaller belongings you don't want flying around if you're driving. The Kadjar is slightly more than Qashqai what is the best it's spaced, however it's get rid of difficult to maneuver and park. There are sensors and or cameras on several models to support with this, while there's a lot of glass to help the view out. What you will notice may be the strange sound the sensors make, and you'll get accustomed to it on time. In standard setup, the Kadjar offers 472 liters of boot space. That's greater than its Qashqai stablemate, but less versus the likes in the Peugeot 3008, Citadini and Kia Sportage. However, there's useful underfloor storage plus an adjustable boot floor, while it's an easy task to expand floor space by folding the back seats down. On some models, that is possible using a simple lever located inside the boot.